Alright, so last class you guys should have taken the quiz over multiplying, dividing rational expressions. Just from looking at a couple classes' quizzes, obviously I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are cheating. So this whole turning quizzes in late, that's not going to happen anymore. Time frames are going to be shorter, and you have to turn it in by the time period if you want credit. If you don't turn it in by that time period, you can say internet issues, whatever. That's not going to happen. You have to have it in by that time period, or I'm not going to accept it. This grade is getting you to a college level class, and so this kind of fake cheating type of deal, that's just not going to happen in my class. So time periods are going to be important. Either get it in by that time or you won't get any credit, and we'll just go with a 0 from there. Also, you had to listen to the first part of adding, subtracting, and rational expressions. All we worked on there was getting the least common denominator and the least common multiple. You had some homework problems. The only one that was even was number 20, so it was the only one that you would not be able to see in the book. And the answer for number 20 should be x minus 4, x minus 5, and x plus 6. And so now we're going to get into part 2. Part 2 is actually going to be adding, subtracting, rational expressions. On the first part, all we cared about was finding the least common denominator. Now we're going to be able to use that LCD to be able to solve, to simplify these expressions. As with fractions, rational expressions must have common denominators in order to be added or subtracted. And I've got the little picture from the book there. Again, if you want to look through that, it can kind of give you some help. I'm just going to go through some examples here for you. So we have 3y over 2x to the third plus 5z over 8xy squared. The first thing we have to do if we're going to add fractions, obviously, is find the LCD. And so, the LCD here, only looking at my denominators. Don't care about my numerators at all, just care about my denominators. I have 2 and 8. Well, what number does both 2 and 8 go into? So therefore, it's got to be at least as big as that largest number. Well, 2 goes into 8, so therefore, that is going to be my number. Variables, I have x to the third on the left and just x on the right, so I gotta include the greatest amount, so that'd be x to the third, and I have a y squared on the right. So now we're going to figure out, changing up some colors here, what this denominator is missing to be the exact same as my LCD of 8x to the third y squared. Well, to get from 2 to 8, I got to multiply by 4, so I'm going to do that on both top and bottom. I have an x to the third already in the denominator, and that's all I need to get to my LCD, but I'm missing a y squared, so I'm going to multiply that top and bottom by y squared. Next up, looking at this denominator, 8xy squared. So, I've already got the 8 covered from the LCD. I have 1x in my denominator. I need 3 of them, so I need to have 2 more. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by x squared. I needed 2 y's, and I have 2 y's already in that denominator. So now, when I go ahead and distribute here, or multiply, let's go with blue. So multiplying these together, 4 times 3 is 12. Y squared times y is y to the third, over 2 times 4 is 8, x to the third y squared, plus, again, now multiplying these together, 5x squared z. Notice that I should always put these in alphabetical order. And then 8 times no number, x times x squared is x to the third y squared. Now when I look at this, my denominators are the same. Once your denominators are the same, you can add the fractions. So up top, I got 12 y to the third plus 5x squared z. Over my common denominator of 8x to the third y squared. And I don't have anything in common in all 3 terms, so therefore that is my final answer. No, I cannot add 12y to the third plus 5x squared z because those are not like terms. Alright, going on to example 3. 4 over 5a to the third b squared plus 9c over 10ab. So if you're doing this at home, which you should be doing, go ahead and pause the video and try to work on this. It's very similar to the previous example. Alright, so again, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our LCD. My numbers are 5.